They're suing me for something I didn't do.
No, they just decided to pull the plug.
Tab 3. Jake Paul just got slapped with a lawsuit from After Davis, and this mess is way bigger than a simple canceled fight. This whole situation is packed with pride, cash, and reputation drama exploding in everyone's face at the same time. What was hyped up as the matchup of the year has spiraled into one of the wildest, most embarrassing sagas modern boxing has seen in a long time. Months back, fans were fired up and ready for chaos. Jake Paul, the loud, confident YouTuber turned boxer who kept claiming he was about to shake up the entire sport, was locked in to face After Tank Davis, one of the most dangerous punchers on the planet. Netflix was throwing money behind it. The promo machine was blasting non-stop, and people were ready for a showdown that mixed real competition with entertainment-level drama. But then everything fell apart in the most shocking way. Posters were done, cameras were rolling, contracts were good to go, and out of nowhere, the whole thing got shut down.
It's just the most bullshit thing, and I literally had to pay them a lot of fucking money.
Just like that, the fight people waited months for disappeared into thin air. Jake jumped on social media with what he framed as a heroic announcement.
Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis came.
He called Gervonta a walking piece of garbage, accused him of abuse, and claimed Netflix backed away because of it. According to Jake, his company champions women, and he said he couldn't give Tank a platform after something like that. The timing, the way he delivered it, the dramatic energy, everything was set up to make Jake look like he was stepping up as the moral hero against someone dangerous. And for a quick moment, it actually worked. But the applause didn't stick around for long. The cheers faded fast, replaced by quiet whispers that kept getting louder by the hour. It started with people close to the promotion, then voices from Tank's crew jumped in, and soon veteran boxing insiders were calling it out. The same people who've seen PR cover-ups more times than they can count.
That fight that was supposed to go down with Jake Paul and Gervonta Tank Davis in Miami on November 14th is not happening. It has been canceled.
The story Jake Paul carefully pushed out just wasn't adding up. Netflix never canceled anything. According to GTA's coach Kenny Ellis, the fight was still locked in and ready, and then Ellis dropped the line that shook the whole situation. Jake got scared. One short sentence, sharp, cold, and explosive, and suddenly Jake's entire moral hero act fell apart. The whole narrative of bravery and principle cracked open. It wasn't some noble stand. It was fear dressed up to look righteous. And then more rumors started swirling about Jake's weight. The contract said 195 pounds, but insiders say he wasn't even close, moving slow, drained, not looking like himself at all. The guy who built his image on being bold and unshaken suddenly looked exposed. Meanwhile, Tank was leveling up like a machine, quicker, leaner, and way more dangerous. As the original fight date creeped closer, anyone paying attention could see it clear as day. Jake Paul might have been on his way to a knockout he couldn't talk his way out of. Ellis didn't sugarcoat a thing. Netflix didn't cancel. Jake Paul did. He was scared. Simple, sharp, and blowing up across the internet.
Have someone that we come from two different sides, like, of the world. We still on the same path to get the same thing.
Fans started asking questions they had been avoiding before. If this was really about morals, why did Jake fight Mike Tyson, who had a criminal past? Why Mike Perry, who had multiple public accusations against him? Why was Yonta suddenly the limit, the special case that couldn't be crossed? Suddenly, Jake's so-called moral high ground started looking less like courage and more like a panic button he smashed at the last second. Every tweet, every Instagram post, every polished statement on stage, all of it began to look like one big attempt to protect his image. Fans started piecing things together fast, realizing that his standing up for women's speech felt more like a PR shield than a real stand. That burst of moral outrage wasn't a wake-up call. It was a perfectly timed escape route. Fear had taken the wheel, and Jake tried to disguise it as virtue. But once Ellis's words settled in, the truth became impossible to ignore. Jake Paul wasn't stepping back because of some moral code. He was stepping back because he knew this fight could end badly for him.
Feared punchers in the sport of boxing. It's got a 93% knockout percentage. That's one of the best among current world champions.
The world finally got a clear look behind the curtain, and it wasn't pretty. By that point, Jake's whole reputation was hanging by a thread. He wasn't dealing with retired legends or aging athletes anymore. He was lined up against a serious danger, a world-class knockout machine who doesn't care about clout, memes, or viral highlights. The PR spin kept trying to flip the story. Jake wasn't scared, he was taking a stand. He wasn't backing out, he was protecting values. And sure, it fooled people for a moment, but now the truth is coming back full force. Gervonta Davis isn't letting any of this slide. He's taking Jake Paul to court for defamation and breach of contract, claiming that Jake's statements destroyed his reputation and cost him major money. And according to the lawsuit, Jake's whole moral mission wasn't some honest mistake. It was calculated. If Team Davis proves Netflix never pulled the fight, Jake could be on the hook for millions. The lawsuit was only the beginning.
Davis team fights back. After Jake Paul canceled the fight.
As the paperwork hit the courts, more voices from inside the boxing world stepped out with stories that made the situation even messier. Suddenly, people who had stayed quiet for months were dropping hints that this drama had been boiling long before Jake ever posted his so-called moral announcement. Whispers turned into full conversations. Trainers, sparring partners, and even production staff from the Netflix camp claimed Jake had been stressing hard behind the scenes. They said he wasn't vibing in training, missing sessions, and looking worn out way before the fight was even in danger. One insider reportedly said Jake's energy was off. He knew Tank was a different level, and that comment spread like wildfire. And while Jake's team kept pushing the same polished talking points, Tank's camp stayed firm and confident. They didn't need to shout. Their silence alone was loud enough. People could see the difference. One side scrambling with explanations, the other side calm and ready, acting like the fight was never the problem in the first place. Then came the leaked screenshots. Messages started circulating online, showing conversations between mid-level staff claiming Netflix never paused anything.
Tank's team is now fighting back, and they're stating that Netflix did not, in fact, cancel the...
If those messages are real, they hit Jake's whole story right in the center. Fans started demanding receipts, begging for the truth, wanting someone to finally break the silence with concrete proof. Meanwhile, Tank kept training like the fight was still happening. Videos of him hitting the pads began trending again. Quick, sharp, explosive, reminding everyone exactly why Jake might have been second-guessing everything. Each clip made the situation look worse for Jake, like he wasn't walking away for honor. He was getting out before things got dangerous. And now the tension is reaching a boiling point. With the lawsuit heating up, the public calling for answers, and insiders dropping new details every day, Jake Paul is standing on the edge of a storm he might not be ready for. As the pressure piled up, Jake tried to flip the script again. His team pushed out fresh statements claiming he was being targeted and misunderstood, but the internet wasn't buying it this time. Too many stories were out.
A significant impact on the sport of boxing. He has certainly brought new eyes to the sport. He's done so much in uplifting women's boxing.
Too many voices chimed in, and people were starting to see a pattern that made everything look even more suspicious. Analysts began breaking down timelines. They pointed out how Jake's post hit the internet at the exact moment training reports said he was struggling. They highlighted that Netflix had stayed strangely silent, not supporting his story, but also not denying anything outright. That silence became its own headline, and fans started wondering if the truth was sitting in plain sight. Meanwhile, Tank's legal team kept building their case. They brought in contract experts, communication specialists, and even negotiation witnesses who claimed Jake's camp had been stalling before the announcement dropped. Every new detail made Jake's moral explanation look thinner and more fragile. Then came the biggest twist: leaked audio. A short clip began circulating online where people claimed they heard someone from Jake's circle discussing how to control the narrative if the fight fell apart. The clip wasn't confirmed, but that didn't matter. The public had already run with it. Debates exploded across social media, and even sports commentators were saying the whole situation looked crafted.
Consensual. That's the thing. Is Jake, it's consensual. Two consensual parties,
Well,
two
you didn't
women.
say that word.
No, I'm saying it's consensual. I'm saying these two women.
So
came
he
together.
paid women to beat on each other.
Exactly.
Got you.
Tank stayed focused and didn't fire back online, which only made him look stronger. The contrast between Jake's frantic posting and Tank's calm silence became its own storyline, and fans couldn't stop talking about it. Now the boxing world is watching closely. With leaks dropping, lawyers sharpening their arguments, and both fighters moving in opposite directions, this story isn't slowing down. It's heating up even more. As the drama kept climbing, the business side of the boxing world jumped into the mess. Promoters, sponsors, And investors who had plans wrapped around this fight suddenly found themselves scrambling for answers. Contracts were tied up, merch was already printed, and marketing dollars were spent, all for a fight that vanished overnight. That's when the financial angle exploded. Reports surfaced claiming the cancellation didn't just hurt Tank. It hit multiple companies that had already poured serious money into building the event.
I was thinking too, maybe Tank isn't used to being the B-side of a fight.
B-side, so everybody's working around his schedule, and now
Yeah, when you the A-side, you get to dictate things, you pick who you want, blah, blah, blah. Maybe he not used to being the B-side.
Some insiders claim certain sponsors lost six-figure deals because Jake's announcement made everything crash without warning. Those numbers had people shocked, because now it wasn't just pride or reputation, it was real money on the line. Meanwhile, lawyers from different sides started poking around the contracts. They wanted to know who broke what, who owed who, and whether Jake's public claims messed with any legal obligations. One attorney even told a reporter that if Jake's statements influenced business partners, the situation could spiral fast, and that comment lit up social media instantly. At the same time, fans began calling out something else. Jake had gone quiet. After days of posting nonstop, he suddenly slowed down, and people took that as a sign something behind the scenes was shifting. Rumors spread that his team was advising him to stay silent before things got worse, making the situation feel even heavier. Tank, on the other hand, kept training like he had a point to prove. New gym clips showed him sharper than ever, and every hit he threw made the internet buzz harder.
Jake Paul took that and ran with it and then used it as a catalyst to stain Tank's name but not have to fight.
People started saying Jake might have dodged one of the most dangerous nights of his career. Now everything is tangled. Money, contracts, pride, and public pressure all crashing together. And with each new reveal, the storm around this canceled fight gets louder and harder for Jake to outrun. Jake wasn't defending women, he was defending his record, and the way people said it hit hard. He didn't stop there either. Folks online started calling his championing women's speech nothing but a smokescreen, a clean-looking PR move he used to hide his real motives. Old interviews and circulating screenshots made the picture even clearer. Jake looked stressed, cornered, and trying to escape a fight he wasn't ready for. Then the Netflix twist blew the story wide open. Internet investigators spotted something that didn't make sense at all. Netflix never confirmed canceling the event. No press release, no public statement, nothing. Their logo was still sitting on promo material days after Jake posted his dramatic announcement. People started asking the obvious question. If Netflix really backed out, why didn't they pull their branding right away? Their silence screamed louder than any statement. Tank's team jumped on it instantly. They said Netflix didn't cancel anything, and the timeline backed that up. Jake announced the cancellation before anyone official said a word. Netflix didn't budge, react, or confirm anything he claimed. It looked like Jake tossed their name out front as a shield, and that's exactly where the lawsuit strikes hardest. Jake Paul didn't just step away from a fight, he publicly accused Tank of wrongdoing, acted like he was taking some moral stand, and implied Netflix forced the whole collapse. Tank's side says this wasn't just disrespect, it was career damage. His purse, sponsorships, and promo rights all took a hit. Tank's lawyers argue Jake blew up an entire business ecosystem just to protect his pride and dodge a dangerous matchup. Behind the scenes, Jake's team scrambled to control the mess. But this isn't some online drama he can delete or walk away from. The hypocrisy is cutting deep. Jake stood on a moral platform, claiming he wouldn't give abusers a spotlight. Yet he fought Tyson, Perry, and others who had serious controversies in their past. The double standard is catching up fast. Ego said it straight with no soft edges. The timing looked too perfect. The moment Jake realized he couldn't control the situation, he suddenly found a reason to shut the whole fight down. Tank's team added, "He knew about our guy's past when he signed. Why act shocked now?" And honestly, they had a point. Jake wasn't blindsided, he was cornered. The same Jake Paul who built an entire empire off chaos, loud talk, and pure spectacle suddenly tried to act like a saint when the pressure turned real. He spent years selling hype, promoting intense matchups, turning heated trash talk into pay-per-view money, and flexing his courage every chance he got. But when it came to Gervonta Davis, a real world-class knockout machine, Jake switched into moral mode like it was some kind of shield. It felt like one of the oldest PR moves ever. If you can't win the fight, rewrite the story. And that's exactly how he played it. Fear turned into principle. Retreat turned into a moral mission. What he tried to sell as courage was really a carefully planned exit move. And when calculated exits get exposed, they rarely look brave. Boxing analyst Ego cut through all the noise with one sharp take. If boxing banned everyone with a criminal record, there'd be no boxing left. And he wasn't lying. This sport isn't built on perfect people. It's built on survivors. Legends like Mike Tyson, Julio Cesar Chavez, Andre Ward, and Floyd Mayweather didn't rise because they lived spotless lives. They came from struggle, conflict, and hard roads. The ring forgives chaos, mistakes, and complicated paths. The courtroom does not. Jake Paul was made for the camera, not the corner. Real fighters face challenges right in front of them. They don't preach over contracts or craft a moral exit when things get heavy. They step in and fight. And now Jake is facing an opponent that no social media persona, no flashy caption, and no stage speech can protect him from real accountability. The whole moral hero image is gone. And that maverick shine Jake used to brag about is completely faded. Jake Paul might have dodged Durante's hits in the ring, but this mess has no ring to save him. No referee, no loud crowd, no lights, just lawyers, contracts, receipts, and the cold, unblinking truth staring straight at him. If the court sides with Tank's team, the money alone could stack into the millions. And that's before we even talk about the reputational damage, which might be the real knockout waiting for him. His online persona, all that fearless confidence, can't help him when he's under oath. The storyline of courage gets stripped down fast when the paperwork and evidence show something very different. Once the facts land, the biggest question isn't even whether Jake twisted the story. It's why he did it. Was he really taking some moral stand, or was he covering up something deeper? People are starting to say it looked more like fear than anything pure. Fear of getting exposed, fear of taking a real loss, fear of standing across from a serious fighter who could, with one clean shot, break the tough image Jake spent years building for the cameras. This isn't just a fight he stepped away from, it's a truth he can't run from.